Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Nowonshall. I'm back with yet another Star Trek Fleet Command video. Today, we are going to talk about like a post wrap up for server 20 through server 10. Server 10 is my server. Server 20 is other content creator server. You all know who that is. We're going to go over that post wrap up. I'm going to show you how I did in leaderboards. I'm going to go over my thought process behind the incursions and how I actually feel about it. And we'll just go over and talk about it in general and see what my feelings are in general about this, because they're a little intermingled, because I ran into quite a few bugs, quite a few things happening all at once, but it is still worth going over it, still worth talking about it, even though I was already a negative Nancy about it. But that was during that part of it, and I kind of thoroughly did enjoy it. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, not subscribe, that bell notification down below and below that, in the see more, or the description, hit see more, come join the Discord. Under that are 3 donation links: PayPal, Cashapp, Venmo, if you want to help out. Don't forget to become a member, either for 2, 5, 10, or 20 bucks a month. And don't forget to follow my Twitch. So, incursions, we all know what incursions are. Some of us weren't excited about it, because we all know I wasn't excited about it whatsoever, but I actually had a chance to go through it and actually do it. So as you see, bam, there's the incursion button right there. As you see right here, server 10, which is my server, won versus server 20. And you saw about an overwhelming number. Last thing I think it was is like 3.7 trillion or 307 trillion points versus their servers like 3.5 trillion. So we did 307 trillion. And there's a solid reason for that staggering number, because server 10 was raiding really hard, and we were PvPing really hard, and it was just non-stop going. Our servers started to work together. We had fights between each other. We had just stuff going on, and we pushed to the side, and we worked with each other to push through these events and push forward through these events, which I thought was awesome. We got the normal allied ops, the one where you have to finish it, which ain't bad. It was easy to do. We finished it probably 2 hours before deadline. We had the Incursion champions. So if we look at the Incursion champions, and I ranked 30 in there. I really didn't do much PvP on it. I did the basics, and then I rated a lot. So I had 4,660 points, which I was low on that one. That wasn't the one I was proud of, but that's just PvP. But I think that was mainly rating related. That was giving me the 15 points per hit of the base. That's what people are trying to use on that. Then we had the damage one. As you see here, I got rank 18. And as you see, boom, 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 I hit rank 18, 342 million, thousand points, whatever that is. And then we can go to my favorite one. This one was the one I spent hours on. I got second place with a total of 1.3 trillion resources rated, or points for the resources rated combined. 1.3 trillion. Well, our top guy, Spot Guy, which is from Tal, big shout out to him. He was rating hard, did 2.4 trillion. And as you see at the top of the list, keep going, is mostly, well, server 10. Server 10. We had a few server 20s up here, but most of the boards were server 10, because we rated really hard. We pushed really hard. My goal was to get these subspace relays, because I wanted to upgrade that building. I was dead set on doing that. And we had our basic attack defense. Those were easy. Send your ship out, do some deep PvP, finish, come back. Cool, done. That was simple. It was kind of fun to do it. If we look at my resources rated, I was like around 40 million before in resources rated. So I was like all the way in, I think, no, I was about, 40. So I was about in the 50s. So right about here. This is where I was at for resources rated. And we were talking about the resources rated. So I was about 40 million when I started on it. And I was all the way down there. And after all this rating, after all that rating I did for that one day, I shot up to 179 million points. It was a lot of rating. It was a lot of time. So we had some basic rates at the beginning with the amalgams, which are tiers. Mine was a tier 6 at the time, I think. I think it was tier 6. Let's verify. And let's see. Tier 6 amalgam, and that was the rating. And raids were like 50 mil, 100 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil, 200 mil. We were hitting IA, we were hitting CAUS, we were hitting a few of the alliances out there. And then The biggest one was a guy, I can't remember by the name, so we can go into my listing here. Thank God they have 200 of them. I wonder if it's not going to show me because now it's out of it. So let's go to the beginning of the list. And I think it's around right here. Oh, we can't look at the battle log. Dang it. So it was this guy, IA Creator, and he had about 3 trillion verse of trit. He had just a numerous amounts of stuff. And we were rating him, pulling about 2.9 billion a load. And it was each hit was about 2.1 billion in trit. And you see here, I started with probably 40 mil trit, and I came out with 167 billion trit. I mean, 40 billion trit I started with, around 40 billion, 30, 20, no. I think I had 16 billion when I started. So I came out like a madman. So I came out 150 billion trit ahead out of that event and took second place. So I was able to get my subspace relay to level 11, which is cool. I'm happy about that. This is the build that I've been looking forward to leveling up, and I will continue leveling up. I'm not really the most excited about these incursions. I think it should be a once a month thing, or that's it, because it's, look how much resources that we pulled out of one server and kind of just moved into another server. That is a metric butt ton of resources. 307 trillion amounts of resources moved from one server to another. It was crazy. There was lag. There was bad lag when you were raiding. Sometimes it took a good 30 seconds to get into the raid. Take to a minute. I think they need to take off the restrictions to how many ships can raid at once instead of one ship at a time. The game of glitch can give you like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 at once, and then only one gets through. It needs just to open that restriction up. That might help with the lag, so it's not like the system's trying to figure out which ship is hitting. But I digress on that one. It was a fun event. It was set up a little different. They didn't have any PvE related stuff. They had only PvP, and the main goal was to, well, raid. And that's all we did was raid. And it was just hours and hours and hours on raiding, which I thought was fun. I do enjoy raiding. It was fun to actually go to another server, see some of the players that I interacted with through the game. You guys, Mark, shout out. You were there. You hit me, didn't know who I was. And I'm like, I love you, man. He's like, huh? And I'm like, dude, do you not know me? He's like, what? I'm like, read the name. He's like, oh my God, it's Nowonshall. I'm like, yes, Mark, how you doing, man? And then we talked a bit, and yeah, I met a few people on Revs server, and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable experience. I just think it needs to be refined a little more. The lag needs to be put a little bit better, because there was lag, not event related lag, but it's just PvP rating related lag needs to be able to find out in this thing. They need to work it out. I hope they get enough data points, data set points to figure out how to fix the lag that we see in the game or have in the game when it comes to these massive battles. So when it comes time for another incursion or another set of events, they're able to fix them and get through it. But all in all, it was a good experience. I did like it. Could be a little bit better, but let's see how they work it out. See if they get any more tech behind it to make it a little bit better for us. The transfers went well. We didn't have any issues with the transfers. They went well. I did it 3 times. I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Not an issue whatsoever. So that was good about it. The transfers worked superb, splendidly. Even there was no real explanation of how it actually happened. We hit the button, where do you go? How does it work? And it just said, hit the button, it'll show the screen, and it'll send you there. No, it's hit the button, shows the screen, game restarts, sends you there. There was no, like, you're like, what happened? What happened? But it worked perfectly. The moving worked perfectly. The chat worked perfectly. I do wish there was some numbers to tell you what server, if like you're in your AC and your other guy's on another server, what server that he's on at the time, if it's your main server or the second server, or the one you're going against. There needs to be something there. PMs worked perfectly. GC worked perfectly. Most of it worked perfectly in my opinion. There were a few hiccups, like I already said. All in all, it was a good thing. My review from it, so maybe personally a 5 to 6 out of 10. It's not high because there's still some bugs that need to be worked out. There still needs to be better stuff to do with it, instead of just, I take your resources from your server, we win, thank you, bye-bye. Basically, there needs to be a lot more to it. There's some ideas behind it. I'm not a fan of the auto shield drops. Never a fan of that. Of anything above 20, that's not a fan, because so many people lost so many resources due to work, due to live due to other circumstances. And I don't think that's right. If we need for the shield, that's a whole different story. There's just, and then mining areas were just dead because, well, people just went through them and, well, killed every miner they could for 15 points apiece. And that didn't make any sense to me. They should exclude miners so that doesn't mess up the servers, just the server stuff in general, just to take some of that griefing away for points, because that's all that was. Beyond that, it was a good event. Don't forget to follow or like button, subscribe, bell notification, or don't forget to hit that see more. Come join my Discord. Under that is some donation links, PayPal, Cashapp, and a Venmo. If you guys want to help out, remember this is my main source of income. Don't forget to become a member. It's 2, 5, 10, or 20 bucks a month. And that's about it, guys. All right, guys. It is Nowonshall signing out. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.